Are you okay, Aquarius? Are you all right? Do you need a hug? You will be okay. You will be okay. I can see that you're coming out of feeling a little bit jaded and going towards things that make you feel happy, and you're acting in high honor. So, just to kind of talk you through what I've got. So, the Star card and the Hangman card are typically your cards in the tarot, and I also associate the King of Swords with you. So it doesn't matter the gender of the cards, it's more about the energy of the cards. So don't worry if I say he, she, they, or masculine, feminine. You can swap the roles around as you need to. It's more about the action or meaning of the card. I do an intuitive section at the start of the reading, and then I move into pulling the cards on camera. So if you don't like the intuitive section, or you feel like the messages don't resonate, you can hit the timestamp in the description box below, and that will take you to the card reading. Okay, what I'm getting here for some of you is that there's the Star card can symbolize like wishes, hopes, and dreams. It's also a card about healing. And the King of Swords, with his sword being raised, he looks like he's about to communicate something or about to take some sort of action. So this, I feel like you are like in the midst of or about to take some sort of action. If it's not you, it's somebody around you. But they're doing it because they're really caring about. It's like moving away from deception, moving away from things that are dishonorable, and moving towards things that are better for the whole, better for the community, better for the world at large. It's very, very Aquarian energy, actually. But I feel like you could be speaking words at the moment that are very healing. So you could be talking, having conversations, trying to heal rifts, or sharing your experiences in a way that it helps others to heal. So it's like opening old wounds in order to heal them. It's like things that never, like, sorry, they're just, it's a bit gross, but they're showing me like wounds healing. It's like, sometimes wounds don't heal properly. So it's like, yeah, it's like having to make it neat is the way. It's like reopen, oh, it's going through me. It's making me feel sick. And the scar on my knee is tingling now. Reopening old wounds in order to, so it's like maybe bringing up things from the past that, maybe you just kept quiet, just to kind of keep the peace. You were like, well, I don't really agree with this, but I don't want to rock the boat, haha. So I'm just going to kind of like zip this up now, and kind of, we're going to move on from this. But it's like there was like unresolved issues with this that really kind of needed. It's like they just keep on giving me like the term, maybe you've literally got some kind of wound that is you're having trouble healing, but they're showing me like sometimes you can put a plaster on a wound, but because it's like it's almost like festering under there, so sometimes you actually have to let the wound, like they're showing me a visual of somebody sitting in a garden on like a lounger, with like a wound on the leg. So this doesn't have to be you, it's just the way metaphorically they're giving it to me, where they're letting the air flow to it, they're letting the sunlight on it, and it's almost like nature's healing, right? Allowing it to be open is what makes it heal. I know that I have acne and a little bit of eczema. I generally have like problems with my skin. It's kind of like everybody has a little health Achilles heel, and mine always tends to be like random skin problems. And I remember when I was in Greece, like I think being on the beach, having the friction of the sand, and also going into the sea with like the salt water and being out in the sun, it was very, very healing for my skin. My acne cleared up, my eczema cleared up, and I was just generally like my skin was a lot healthier. So again, like it could be literally wounds for you. You need to let them get some air, or it's talking about emotional wounds, emotional healing, conflicts that weren't resolved in the past, which really need to come to the surface and kind of be aired out. Really having like, it's like having an argument, having that storm, but then the storm passes and it's like healthier to get it out into the open. Is the way it's coming through. So if you look up here, what I see you doing, and I took this card away, but then I felt like I needed to discuss it, because I was kind of like, well, Aquarius, I can see Aquarius moving on, especially mentally and emotionally, moving on from something here after a period of having like this feeling of like crossed swords or conflict or indecision about which way to go. It's almost like you didn't want to look at something because it was emotional. So, but I ended up bringing it back. I brought it back. because I needed to talk about what you were moving away from, because it's like, well, why are you moving forwards? So again, it's this feeling of almost being like, well, I don't want to look at that. The Seven of Swords indicates like deception, um, kind of not great behavior, right? Not kind of honorable behavior. And it's so funny because as I was tipping the decks out, on the bottom of two of these decks, it's confirming what I'm seeing. Interesting, you've got yin yang there, balance, high honor, and look what's underneath. I didn't even know this. Literally, it was just the bottom of the deck. I've not shuffled these or anything yet. False person, main female. Okay, so imprisonment there as well. This is very similar to a reading I did off camera this morning. It's kind of like giving me more information about a reading I did off camera. So when you hear main female, that's the person it's talking about. So if you identify as female, you're the main female. If you identify as male or other, who do you think of when you say main female? Who's the first person you think of? So there's some kind of deception around the main female. It could be that you've been false in some kind of situation. Maybe I would say Aquarian energy is not naturally false. Aquarian energy is very compassionate, very kind of like thinks of the greater good. So if you have been false, it will be because you've been trying to keep the peace, or because you've been trying not to hurt others, or you've been keeping someone else's secrets. There will be a reason. If an Aquarian has been false, has been acting in this deceitful Seven of Swords energy, it's because they thought it was the right thing to do at the time. So, but there is this feeling of kind of like needing to clear the air, needing to come out into the open, needing to reveal feelings, needing to have discussions about things that it's like almost like you've bit your tongue, or you've not said that. It's like, yeah, it comes through as like not so much that you've lied, but there's things that you've not said because you've just been trying to keep the peace. This is what you ultimately want, right? Whatever the Ten of Cups represents for you, but it talks about kind of like harmony, people, not just you being happy, but the people around you being happy. So yeah, I feel like you've kind of bit your tongue and bided your time because you just felt like if you aren't the main female, it's about a main female, or a main female around you has been deceitful. So, but yeah, you want the high honor though. You're moving away from this deceptive energy towards high honor. You want to clear the air is the way it's coming through. And I think possibly you feel a little bit imprisoned, emotional poverty there by so sorry, Aquarius. I had to take a quick phone call. So yeah, I'm seeing you as wanting to move away from any deceit and wanting to be honourable. Interesting, again, that reading I did off camera, it did have this thing about balance in one section. So yeah, maybe you want some kind of emotional balance. You want some kind of equality in some kind of situation. You just generally want to move away from deception and towards things that feel more fair. So you may literally have to block someone. This can be a card about blocking someone because of some sort of deception, because it's almost like I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be involved in that. So, you're on your own kind of thing. Or it's can, again, cross swords, conflict of opinion, conflict of words, not really knowing how to move forward. But you are moving forward. You've got the Six of Swords here, and also this ship here again. Look, high on, moving away from deceit towards high honor, and moving forward. There could be some kind of oh, look at those two birdhouses, and the ring underneath that, engagement. So there could be something to do with communication on social media. This sometimes does have an element of like Chinese whispers to it, but it's like maybe it's time to communicate something. It's time to come clean about something. Birdhouses always give me a little birdhouse in my soul. Not to put too fine a print on it, say I'm the only bee in your bonnet. So yeah, but you're moving towards something that feels more fair, feels more happy. It's just generally like a happier community. So I don't know, you could be leaving a job, or you could be leaving some kind of friendship circle. Whatever it is for you, it could be so many different things, but it comes after what I see with this Two of Swords. So you're either in this Two of Swords energy now, about to communicate and move, and I feel like that communication again comes with this this aim to heal, but this Two of Swords energy, while you sat here in this kind of like conflict of thoughts, you're kind of in your own natural energy, which is Hangman energy, which talks about seeing things from a different perspective, having some sort of hold up or blockage. So again, you could have a plan to move forward, but there's some kind of some kind of problem where you have to kind of wait. You can't just immediately go and do it and take that action. You have to kind of wait it out a little bit. So yeah, it gives you time to think though. It gives you time to really see things from different perspectives. Really make sure you thought things through properly. The Page of Swords talks about gathering information. So again, you've got that social media card up there. It could be like it doesn't have to be social media, but it could be something to do with like almost like crowdsourcing information, where you kind of they're showing me Twitter polls, so it's almost like you kind of maybe gathering information about what people want, what will make people happy. If it does feel like gathering, you've got this world card here as well on this Empress. So again, you're moving forwards into a very good energy. But you've done this kind of, it's like doing research, gathering information, making sure you understand the situation clearly before you take action. So yeah, you are moving forwards towards this Empress. Interesting as well, underneath the Empress is the Three of Cups, which talks, again, it's got very similar feelings to this Ten of Cups card, where it's talking about kind of soul tribe, community, friendship circles, places where you feel like people understand you. There's harmony there. You're all in agreement. It feels quite it's just like happy, but everybody's needs are considered. So the Empress card, though, again, if you're the main female, this is you. You are really kind of powering up. You're taking action, taking control of your own life, standing up for what you believe in, standing up for what you think is right, really kind of taking the wheel of your own life. But you're doing it in not a kind of pushy, aggressive way. You're doing it in a way that's you're really considering the needs of others around you. You're really kind of doing it in a very nurturing way. So it's like, this is what I want. This is how I see us moving forwards. I want to make sure everybody's needs are met. But you can see it's very nurturing energy. She's pregnant in this card. The pregnancy actually, again, this feeling of like the internet, right? Or like a global connection, one community, that kind of thing. She's the pregnancy of the Empress card it can sometimes indicate pregnancy, so that's for somebody, but normally it indicates expansion. It's like somebody who's going places, somebody who has a lot of potential, somebody who you can work with, or has a lot of ideas. It's a very creative, expansive, nurturing energy. Very, very positive card, and this is again what you're moving towards. So if you are not the female, if you don't identify as female, or you don't feel like this is you, it could also be somebody who you are interested in partnering up with, working with, having a relationship with. It's kind of like your ideal person, so you could have this person up on a bit of an idealized pedestal. If this is the case, you could really feel like this person is kind of like, if you made a checklist of what you needed from another person, this person would tick all the boxes and then surprise you by being even more than you even expected. That's kind of the Empress. So it's somebody you could definitely work with and have expansion with, and create almost like a happy community with. Okay, so I'm going to kind of leave that there. That's kind of all the intuitive stuff I've got there for you. I do have this Queen of Scrolls as well, which I will talk about in a moment. So I don't know why I chose to do this. I don't know why I had the urge to do this, but when I was setting up the cards and I got a randomized song for you from Spotify, I decided to, instead of using my liked songs like I'd normally do, I really felt the urge to go to Discover Weekly, because I feel like this sense of discovery with you, like moving away from something that was kind of negative in towards something that feels more like you're discovering possibly something about yourself, as things about the people around you. But there is this sense of discovery. So I got Discover Weekly. So there may be songs on there that I do know, but the two songs that randomized for you, I don't know the songs, and I haven't heard of the singers or the band before. So the first one was Special Ones by a band called George. I don't want to be angry. That's not worthy of me. Rather than being kicked around, I'm going to kick you to the curb. Rather than being pulled around, I'm going to push you away first. Rather than trying to open up my heart, I'm going to lock it with a key, so that only the special ones can ever get through to me. So it's almost like you either feel, somebody could be saying this to you, or you could feel like, either yourself or someone else is being taken advantage of in some way. It's like it's almost a bit like what was coming through for Capricorn. So if you have strong Capricorn placement, or you're on the cusp of Capricorn, then what it's saying to you is that you have had relationships in your life where there has been deceit, or there has been problems with those relationships, and you, again, it doesn't have to be romantic, it can be friends, but you feel like people didn't have you back, or you feel like you were used in a situation. So what that has created in you is a sense of, I'm going to push you away before you can hurt me. I'm going to do the hurting so that you can't hurt me. You may have actually come to a point in your life where you kind of locked away your heart. The reading that I had for Capricorn was emotionally void, because it's like you just completely, if this is you, again, it's going to be for some of you, not all of you, it's like you completely shut down emotions. It's like I'm taking myself completely out of my emotions, like this, right? She's not in her emotions, she's out of her emotions. But because this person wasn't using that emotional space, they were trying to be very logical, trying to really think things through. It actually created a blockage within themselves where they almost needed to open up the heart and trust their intuition in order to be able to move forward. So that's one storyline. For others of you, you are tired of being used in a situation where you currently feel like you're being taken for granted. You currently feel like you're not happy in a situation. So you are closing down emotionally from a person or a situation because you're trying to remove yourself from that situation. The Six of Swords talks about leaving behind something that wasn't so great, a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion, a lot of hurt, and mentally and emotionally moving forwards to calmer waters, to a better place, right? Ten of Cups. So some of you are like, right, do you know what? I'm tired of being taken for granted. I'm tired of being kicked around. I'm going to lock myself up emotionally and go into a much more mental space in order to really work out who I want in my life and who I'm going to open up my heart to. So yeah, so only the special ones can ever get through to me. I'm going to lock my heart with a key. Now it's really funny because as I was listening to these lines, I was shuffling this deck and so this deck, this was on the bottom, this was on the bottom, this was on the bottom, this was on the bottom. This deck I shuffled, this deck I shuffled, this deck I shuffled. So I saw the Queen of Keys as I was shuffling this deck, and then when I stopped shuffling and split the deck, I noticed the Queen of Scrolls on the bottom. Now the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I wasn't really planning on using this oracle deck for you, but I saw this image on the front, and the way that her third eye was lit up, I don't know, I just really felt very, very strongly drawn to this image. So I ended up swapping out the deck I was going to use, using this deck. So it's really significant, I feel, that the Queen of Scrolls is what's on the bottom. The Muse is under there as well, the Muse and Uriel and the Sphinx. So the Queen of Scrolls, let's find out what it says about the Queen of Scrolls. Okay, I feel like there's some sort of message in this for you. So it could be you, it could be somebody around you again. I don't know if this is the person who's been deceptive. Again, I feel like it could be you that has had a sense of being a little bit deceptive, keeping things under wraps, not completely speaking the whole truth, but it's almost like it's because you've either been blocked, like communication's been blocked, or you've just kind of almost zipped your own lips to keep the peace. So again, it could be you, it could be somebody around you. It could be this person, it could not be this person. It could be about this person, I don't know. A beautiful woman holds a scroll as she stands in front of a sunlit archway. Around her swirls the energy of wisdom, knowledge, and Akashic truth. When this card appears upright, she brings important information and inspiration to you. Interesting that it says she brings inspiration to you, and you've got this Muse card here. So this could be somebody that you find very inspiring. They may give you a lot of creative ideas, or this is you doing this for somebody else. It slid off there to show Uriel and the Sphinx again there. The Queen of Scrolls is a woman of higher mind who you may already know or are yet to meet. Her purpose is to help you move through the entryway to a new level of wisdom and understanding. She could be a teacher to you in some way, or offer a friendship that could develop into a deeper love. Just thinking about a friend who's a teacher. They're not Aquarius though. This woman could be helpful to you in some project requiring communication. She may be an author, a marketeer, or a publisher. If you are a writer, she may be someone who assists you in getting published. So maybe Aquarian, you are a bit of a thinker. You do have kind of an emotional core. You're an air sign, but you have a lot of water in your energy. So yeah, you could be some sort of writer. You could be interested in getting published. So yeah, this could be somebody who could help you with that. The Queen of Scrolls could also represent you or a woman in your life getting a position in a field related to communication or academics, such as counselling, teaching, marketing, or publishing. Just made me laugh because I'm thinking of applying for a job and it's in communication and academics. Is this reading for me? This card indicates a phase of deepening understanding and readiness to learn. It's the perfect time for personal growth and expansive learning, whether it's mind, body, or spirit centered. Open the mysteries that are hidden in the Akashic Scrolls and step through the door of knowledge. Okay, interesting start to your reading. Right, let's just shift all these cards out of the way and get you a song on camera. And then while I listen to that song, I'm going to listen to it off camera, and I'm going to give all these decks a really good shuffle. Oh, I didn't tell you your other song. I only know because I've got the lyrics up here. So the second song for you was "The Day You Come" by Powderfinger. Now there's two words in there that made me think blue thoughts, but it's memories are fading, a single voice complaining, while days are stacking up. It's hardly worth debating. Again, like that feeling of like maybe this is why you kind of zipped your lips. It's like it's not worth debating. I'll read it again. Memories are fading, a single voice complaining, while days are stacking up. It's hardly worth debating. The people are frustrated. Drink from poison cup. The system is collapsing. Very Aquarian energy. This is like jaded Aquarian energy. Conscience is relapsing. The damage has been done. On the day you come rising up, vision is rejected, the people's choice is tested, so ignorance has won. Children are infected, remedy suggested, don't drink from tainted cup. Overpopulation and media sensation, the damage has been done on the day you come rising up, and it keeps repeating that. So, yeah, it does give me like your energy. It feels like your energy to be like, I'm so jaded with the political system. I'm so jaded with society. I've seen everything that's wrong with the system. I've been keeping quiet to keep the peace, but I feel like people are starting to rise up now, and I want to be involved in making things better. Very, very Aquarian energy, particularly with Saturn and Jupiter being in your sign at the moment. It's it is a time of revolution and change. But in a good way. Like I said, it's like that Empress. It feels like you want revolution and change, but you want it in a way where everybody's needs are met and everybody's opinions are heard and everybody's thoughts are considered. They're showing me Jeremy Corbyn, who's a British politician. I don't know if he is an Aquarius, but I'm curious to find out. I'll look that up when I shuffle the cards. So, Aquarius. Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Song for your reading, please. Okay, so the Libertines. Why? Why do I keep getting songs by the Libertines or Peter? Not Peter Andre. That was weird. Peter Doherty, the lead singer of the Libertines. I keep getting this, so I don't know if somebody's called Peter. The Libertines though gives me this idea of like freedom and liberty. Right? What is it? Justice, freedom, and liberty for all. Is that the American thing? Whose is that? I don't know what that is. I don't know why I keep getting them. I heard one of their songs this morning as well, The Last of the English Roses, so by Peter Doherty. So I don't know what that is. I'm going to listen to it off camera because I don't know this specific song, I don't think. And yeah, I'll shuffle your cards and I'll be back with you in a moment, Aquarius. I can't believe how well that song fits what I've been talking about already. So you have the line... what is it? Rather than being kicked around, I'm going to kick you to the curb. And then you've got cornered the boy, kicked out of the world kicked back a lot effing harder now. So cornered the boy and kicked at the world kicked back. So this is the thing, it's like kicking back, whatever that means. Kicking back, maybe you're just chilling out, right? And then this thing about lying and not telling the truth. I'm gonna read you the lyrics. An ending fitting for the start. You twist and tore our love apart. Your light fingers through the dark shattered the lamp into darkness. It cast us all. No, you've got it the wrong way round. You shut me up. Again, zipping your lips, right? You shut me up and blamed it on the brown. Well, hopefully nobody's doing that. Cornered the boy, kicked out of the world kicked back a lot effing harder now. If you want to try, there's no worse you could do. I know you lie, I'm still in love with you. Can't take me anywhere, I'll take you anywhere. Can't take me anywhere, well, I can't take you anywhere. I'll take you anywhere you want to go. You can't stand me now, you can't stand me now. I actually did know when I got to the chorus, I was like, oh, I do know this song. Have we, I've heard it at least, have we enough to keep it together, or do we just keep on pretending and hoping our luck is never ending? You tried to pull the wool, again, false person, I wasn't feeling too clever, and you take all that they're lending until you needed mending on you. If you want to try, there's no worse you can do. You can't take me anywhere, you can't stand me now. So, yeah, amazed at how well that song ties in actually to what we've already been talking about. So as I start to pull cards, it may be more of the same. It may be more information on that situation, or we may find that it's a different situation altogether. We will see when we start to pull the cards. So without further ado, I didn't even ask. Okay, I was just thinking about that song I had, can't stand me now, you can't stand me now, in my head. Depth, lake, and richness, marine life. So yeah, so how I was kind of talking about you trying to perhaps emotionally remove yourself from the situation. It's like now's the time to really explore the richness and depth of your emotions, kind of how complicated emotions can possibly be. It's like you jump in with both feet and then all of a sudden there's this whole world down there of unexplored emotions, and a lot of them are beautiful, like really beautiful. They're consecutive as well. That's interesting. 31 and 32. Now, when I get a new deck, I go through and I specifically separate all the consecutive cards. So the cards are not consecutive at all. So these have reordered themselves. 31 and 32. So it could be that they were giving me something then. I think it might have been The Little Mermaid. It was a song. It was like so brief though. I didn't catch it properly. No, they're giving me again. It's look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm a girl who has everything? So, but the thing with Ariel, she has that trove of treasures untold, right? She has all the wonders that one cabin can hold. She's got a load of things, she's got a load of stuff, but she doesn't know how to use it, or she doesn't, excuse my tummy, it's not really what she emotionally needs. What she needs is the prince, right? To give her that emotional fulfillment, that adventure. So they gave me the word sinking. Sinking into your emotions, exploring your emotions, working out. I do feel like, again, a lot of that Capricorn is kind of coming in here. But when I was doing that Capricorn reading, I was talking about, it's almost like Game of Thrones. There were all these different towers, these different castles and kingdoms. And I remember saying in that reading, it was like Aquarius and Sagittarius had gone off on some kind of like humanitarian crusade. So I don't know, you could be dealing with somebody, or you could be on the cusp, or I don't know, I'm getting a little bit of that here as well. But this is like the kingdom. And it's funny as well. I don't know if you've got Pisces placements again, or you're dealing with the Pisces. And I didn't say this in the Capricorn reading because I didn't want to overcomplicate it too much. And it felt like it was like a side thing. It didn't feel like the Pisces energy was part of Capricorn's story. But I was sort of saying like, oh, Libra's up in their kind of castle of diamonds and ice, and Scorpio's in this like volcanic land that's, you know, like the fire's ripped through it so it can grow again. And it was giving me like all the different kingdoms, like what the kingdoms would look like for each sign of the zodiac. It was really cool actually. But the way that they showed me Pisces was, it was like Atlantis. It was like the flood had come in and Pisces' kingdom had completely flooded. But Pisces were like, oh, we're fine with this. Actually, do you know what? This was what was meant to happen for us, because we've grown tails now and we're like, we're mermaids now. It was fine. It's like Atlantis. Yeah, they turned into Atlantis. The kingdom sunk, but they were like, oh, this is better. This suits us even better than. So there's something kind of emotional thing going on here where it's like, you know, you were scared of the water, you were scared of the emotions, but when you jumped in, you dived in with both feet, it was like, oh my goodness, there's so much richness here. I didn't know, I've got all this stuff to explore, and it feels really good. It's like this was made for me. I was meant to do this. That's how it's coming through for me now. Richness and depth. Yeah, the richness and depth of emotions in life. Or this is what you want, right? So maybe you've been in a place that's felt like, maybe you've been in Libra's ice kingdom a bit too long. And you're like, I need more emotions. I need more emotions from the situation. It's not that Libra's not emotional. You know, Libra, when you shine a light through those crystals, Libra will shine it right back at you. But again, like, there could be something to do with the way a Capricorn and Libra both kind of, they go very emotionally cold. Like the drawbridge goes up when they feel like they're not valued, or when they feel like they're not being treated fairly in a situation. They emotionally withdraw. It's like they withdraw. I think Libra kind of emotionally withdraws, and Capricorn kind of like physically withdraws. So I don't know, it could be something there with that. Yeah, so you're getting a few different energies through already about the people you're connecting with. It could just be different placements in your chart. You could have these signs in your chart. Pisces, if it's Pisces, I'm going to say it could be a Mercury placement, because it could be to do with communication, bottling up feelings, or it could be to do with Venus placement possibly, which is to do with emotions, love, how you express love, what you want from the relationships around you. Or I don't think it's Mars. Could be like your North Node. So you could have North Node Pisces, which means you need to embrace exploring the emotions, and there's a lot of potential in that for you. So yeah, different for different people, right? It doesn't have to be those signs and placements. You can check out, there's a link in the description box below if you want to go and find out your birth chart. But it's really interesting to explore it. It's quite overwhelming when you first look at it. It's kind of like this. It's like overwhelming when you first look at your birth chart, because there's so much information there. It's like, I don't know where to start. But then when you do start to look into it, it kind of breaks it all down for you. If you scroll down, and it tells you a lot about how you take action, how you love, how you communicate, you know, what your karmic path is in life. It's really in-depth and interesting. So that's for somebody there as well. So we're going back to Aquarius, please. Get out of here, other energies. Aquarius, please. Tell me about Aquarius. Okay. Angel of Love. Okay, I will tell you what they said. Just before these cards flipped out, they said love triangle, and then the cards flipped out and you've got Angel of Love on the bottom. Community there as well, and rest and rejuvenation is showing itself to me. Now, I don't know which way up they want these. They've given me 4 cards, so I'm going to drop each one. We'll see which way up it wants to go. Which way, please? Thank you. Nice and clear. Thank you very much for that. Which way, please? Okay. Which way, please? Okay, they all look like they're in the reverse. Which way, please? Yeah, they stayed in the reverse, I think. No. Oh, okay. There's walking away, right? That's the... It's so funny because I keep seeing the Garden and the Gate card. I'm actually going to show it you because it's come out for so many signs. Again, I don't know if people are watching different readings for the different placements. But I saw it when I was shuffling the deck. And I was like, there's that card again. I'm sick of seeing that card at the moment. But now you've got the person leaving the garden. So that's really interesting. There it is. It's actually next to community, which is another card that keeps coming out. And I swear, every time I put the cards away, I separate them. So they've gone back together again. So the garden, and maybe this is a relationship, right? It's like they keep, you know, like kids at school. I'm going to tell you a story. So, you know, when teachers try and split up kids at school, but it's like they get back together again. And it's like, oh, crying out loud. So me and my best friend, our names were next to each other alphabetically, both by first name and both by last name. So I remember being in an English class once, and we were sat on the same table, like the tables were in twos. So we were sat on the same table, and everybody was getting kind of a bit loud, like the whole class was getting a bit loud and chatty. So the teacher was like, right, we're reshuffling, reorder yourselves, but doing it in instead of alphabetical order by first name, do it by last name. We were sat on the same table, like in exactly the same position, still next to each other. And the teacher was like, okay, that did not not work, but we got away with it. We stayed sat next to each other. So they could, I don't know, maybe it's something like that. You know, no matter how much you separate, like children or separate people, they just keep coming back together. It's funny, it's like love triangle as well, right? So yeah, so this person's been stuck in the gate, but they finally they figured out that they had the key the whole time. Look, she's got the key around the neck and she's walking out the gate. She's going. So I don't know what that is. They're giving me did Capricorn get this? They're giving me, go on now, go. Walk out the door. Yeah, I will survive. Don't turn around now, because you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with your lies? Okay. I get a lot of spillover. I always say this every single reading, but towards the tail end of the zodiac, I get all this spillover between the last sort of, definitely the last 3 signs, and then sometimes the whole of the second half of the zodiac. Okay, so when you get cards in the reverse, you get the protection message instead of the upright message. So let's just read them and see what they have to say. Reversed, a creative project may be blocked at this time, or you could be feeling your own creativity being stifled in some way. These challenges could be imposed from outer sources. Didn't I say that? Like at the beginning. Or they could actually be coming from within. Are you standing in your own way, stopping self-expression out of fear or self-doubt? If so, it's time to let go of the fear and be willing to take a risk. The Sun card reverse can also indicate a period of time where you find yourself living in the darkness of confusion, lack of direction, or even depression. Reclaim your power and take back emotional control of your life. Stop focusing on the clouds. Like the sun, the light of your soul shines no matter what difficulty or darkness may be clouding the horizon. Your power and light are always present, able to bring healing and renewal through strong, self-directed choices in any situation. So let go of the doubt. Let your creativity come forth and know that you deserve to shine. Okay, you deserve to shine. Let your creativity out. And it does feel very creative when you jump into your emotions. It feels like there's a lot to explore there, which is actually more abundant than you actually realised. So that's quite an interesting message. And you can see as well, she's actually in this kind of like fishbowl. It's not a fishbowl. I just used the word fishbowl today, and then it's and it was still stuck in my head apparently. I am sorry. I can feel that my tummy's about to rumble again, so I'm so sorry about that. I have ate. I just feel like I'm really, really hungry today. I'm gonna have a massive pasta tonight. I'm really hungry. So yeah, I am so sorry if you keep hearing my tummy rumbling. I don't want to point it out every time, but you may hear it like this tiger, right? It's like, I'm hungry. Give me pasta. So I'm gonna put it the right way up, but this card reversed indicates that you are not you are not perceiving the truth of your own power. You are not tapping into your own creative potential, Aquarius. That's what's happening. Perhaps you're even seeing yourself as weak or ineffectual. The situation you find yourself in may seem overwhelming, but you absolutely do have the strength to see it through to a successful outcome. Don't fall into any old patterns of giving your power away, right? Kick those people to the curb. When you let others define you or make decisions on your behalf, you take yourself out of the picture of your own destiny creation. Meditate on the brilliant vibrating light of this angel and recall the eternal power that surges through your life. It's time to take back control. So again, you may have like a supportive energy. You have that kind of, what was it, the woman holding a scroll and the muse underneath that. So I feel like there's a person who can help you in some kind of creative pursuit as you explore your emotions. So let's have a look at 53. Okay, I love this card. It's one of my favourite cards, actually. It's Magician in the Mirror, knowing and using your true power. And I think your power comes from this emotional expression. You are to do with communication, and you're the most kind of, like, Libra's very diplomatic and very fair, but you're the most considerate of others of the air signs. So let's read. Reversed, the Magician in the Mirror reversed is warning you that you may be missing a great opportunity. The time is right. Again, you had that time card, right? The time is right, but you're not taking advantage of the creative energy of this cycle. Again, creative energy, it's all about creation. You do have the power to transform things for yourself, to create something new, whether a home, business, family, or life direction. You may be resistant to or even disbelieving of the unlimited power you possess, but it's time to wake up. The misinformation and perceived limitations that linger from, they're giving me Cranberries linger from. Do you have to let it linger? Do you have to let it linger? That linger from the past can no longer sustain you. Your life is the mirror that reflects your inner energy, and yet you have the ability to change what you see. You must fully open up to the complete truth of your eternal wisdom, talents, and abilities, and take the risk of believing in yourself. Now is the time to dig deep. Find the confidence and courage within to make the most out of this opportune cycle. You have all the resources you need, and the unlimited force of the universe is at your disposal, Empress. It's waiting for you to recognize and ignite the phenomenal powers that are eternally yours. Amazing, amazing, right? So your strength comes from some kind of emotional exploration, and communicating it with others is what I feel. So I feel like there's some kind of creative project or creative idea that you're interested in doing, possibly to do with publishing. So do seek out energies that make you, that support that creativity within you and give you ideas, and let it flow. So walking away, letting go, and moving on, which is exactly what I was saying. I was picking up on that so strongly with those cards at the beginning. The card shows someone walking away from an existing situation. She's closing the gate behind her and is walking away into a misty unknown future. The card upright reveals that it could be time for you to make a similar decision. There may be something that you're finished with, perhaps a career goal, a relationship, or a long-term experience of any kind. The familiarity of the situation may be enticing, but you're now ready to look at your options on the open road ahead. In reality, an important new beginning is at hand. This card feels very heavy all of a sudden. It's like it's made of lead. This card also indicates that now would be a good time to let go of an old habit, emotional pattern, or false belief. Again, that false thing. No matter how deeply ingrained a negative pattern may be, you now have the power to release it and move on to freer, healthier ways of thinking and relating to yourself and others. Whether it's in the inner world or outer world, this card is telling you that you have the readiness and resources to walk away from the old and move towards the new. Six of Wands, Six of Swords. What did I say? That's exactly what I said at the start of the reading. Love it when the cards confirm what I'm saying. It's like, oh, maybe I do know what I'm talking about. On track. Maybe that's a message for me, that I'm on track, but I'm going to read it for you as well. Anything else from this deck? They gave, I thought last chance, and they gave me all aboard. I don't know, maybe you're getting on some sort of trains. Wait, they're giving me another song. So you had Linger by Cranberries, and they're giving me the National Express, but they're giving me something else. The Train by Goldfrapp. I'm going to quickly make a note of all those. Again, this is exactly what I was saying, like on track, right? You're on track, you're moving, you're going through that gate, but there's some sort of blockage. It's just what I was saying. Okay, so, but you're clearing the way, you're on the right path. So it's funny, that National Express song, like I don't even think I know it properly. On the National Express, when your life is a mess, it will make you smile. Something like that. Right, on track. A man at a train station looks over his shoulder at the signs that point to the other tracks, but he has already looked at his maps and made his decision. He lifts his foot to step onto the train. Though travel or a move can be indicated by this card, the meaning is often about your choices and directions. You may have been ambivalent about taking a certain track in your life with regards to a project, a relationship, a career directive, or even a location, but now it's time to decide. Even if you're not quite as assured as you'd like to be, the engine is smoking. There is a direction that compels you. The power of the train compels you. So get on board. You will not falter. Okay? Brilliant. Brilliant. And then the Four of Keys. I actually quite like this card. I don't know why. Clearing the way. A man and woman have taken their carriage down a trail that cuts through a forest and continues to their beautiful home in the distance. A large downed tree lies before them, blocking their path. Somebody may have hairy legs. I don't know why that came to me. I think it was downed tree, and I think of sometimes like hairy trees, hairy legs. So somebody may have like a very downy hair on the legs, blocking their path. However, the young man carries an axe and is ready to clear the way. This card is a strong signal that now is the time to take significant action to remove an obstruction in your way. It may be in your personal life, in a relationship, at work, or with a creative project. You must be clear-headed, so be sure to temper your action with calm and forethought. If you are too urgent and excitable, you may waste your energy or even cause damage. On the other hand, if you're overly gentle and cautious, you won't clear the way completely. Be determined and strong as you work to remove the obstacle that blocks your steps. With time and your attention, your way to your dreams will be open. So the message that I was getting through before is like definitely kind of speaking your truth, taking action, speaking your truth, communicating. But you had the Empress card, which tells me, and you had this card as well, so it's telling me that be very, very firm with what you want. Don't let people push you around, but consider the needs and opinions of others and come to some kind of strategy that kind of is the best situation for everybody. But if you start to get stuck, if it's like everybody's thoughts and opinions are making you get into this energy, then you just need to make a decision based on your intuition and what you feel is right. It's like, just make the decision, just bring that sword down, just make a choice. As long as you have taken the time to at least consider the opinions and concerns of others. It's like, don't get caught up in that hangman energy for too long. It's good to think things through, it's good to take the time, but don't kind of let people walk all over you. So walking away, on track, clearing the way. I'm going to take these as one, and then I'm going to take all this creative energy over here as the second, as the other part of your reading, because I feel like those are two separate things that are happening. Some sort of emotional exploration that leads to some kind of creative project, and then walking away from something where perhaps there's been deception or arguments or conflicts, and you're on track to something else, but there is some kind of blockage that you're trying to clear. You are creating movement here. You are on track. Okay. Just realised I've got 2 bottles of water. I have these big 2-litre bottles of water that I always have with me. I drink water throughout the day. Yeah, and somehow I've managed to end up with 2 open bottles. And it's just giving me this kind of the 2 things of your star card. So I think they want me to remind you that this is talking about balancing out emotions and having kind of one foot in your emotions, but also kind of keeping grounded with that, keeping one foot on your on the ground. So having dreams and wishes, having emotions, allowing that connection to your emotional space, because there's a lot of creativity there, but also being very grounded and practical as you move forward. Okay, please can you tell me about this creative energy? So emotional creative energy. Can you tell me about the left hand side of this reading, please? Do you have anything else to tell me? There we go. Oh, sudden wealth, look, and it's number 11. So we like the number 11. That talks about teaming up with somebody, creating some sort of union, a partnership. 777 is a very lucky numbers. 7's associated, I believe 777 is associated with Jesus, if you're particularly religious. So again, this gives me something about emotional healing, soul lessons. So there could be sudden wealth. It could literally be like, you've won the lottery, here you go, sudden wealth. But I feel like you've got a wealth of untapped creative potential, which once you take that plunge of diving in and exploring your emotions, you're going to actually find there's a huge wealth of resources there within that heart space of yours, especially if you've been quite closed off. So tell me about walking away, on track, and clearing the way. It's funny how that came out immediately. Adjudication in the reverse. So it could be that there's something to do with judgment. Make sure you have good judgment in the situation. It could be that you have concerns about your own judgment. Are you on the right path? Yes, you are on the right path. There could be something to do with a court situation. So the clearing the way, there could be something kind of hold up in some kind of like court situation or contracts or legal situation, something where somebody has to make some sort of decision. In the reverse, it could indicate that there's some kind of hold up. Yeah, that's how I'm reading that today. You could be walking away from a situation where you have some kind of contractual tie. So again, a marriage, it could be a workplace, you know, you have work commitments, it could be some kind of project, but you could be walking away from something like that. So great fortune on the bottom as well there. You are, I feel like if you follow your soul's purpose, it says you're on track, right? If you follow this creative um, opportunity, and I feel like you probably have an idea of what it is, it could actually lead you to something that is both fun for you to do, you enjoy your work, right? Um, but also it actually does bring you money. So it's kind of like doing work that you enjoy, something like that. Okay. So tell me more about the left-hand side of the reading, please. Do you see how that flew across? We've got the ugly house. I don't like this house card. It looks phallic to me. It looks like a horrible veiny phallic house. So again, it could be that there's a house, a home situation that has turned ugly for you. It could be that. I mean, it's meant to symbolize like security, individuality, a place that you call home. But the way I personally read it, it's like I'm not happy in this place. I need to, this isn't what I wanted. Things have turned ugly. So again, there's a gate on that card. A few gates again in Capricorn's reading. And it's like this person's going through the gate, walking away from something that perhaps looked good at the start, a situation that looked good at first, but then it kind of turned ugly. It's also the King of Cups. So again, the King of Cups talks about opening up emotionally, being very emotionally mature, sometimes holding back emotionally, because it's almost like the King of Cups knows the right time and place to express those emotions. So again, could be dealing with a Pisces here, or a Scorpio, I believe, or any water sign. Doesn't have to be. It's just someone moving from an emotional place. Fours talk about your stability, your foundations, the place that you call home. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's over here, isn't it? Maybe you're going to inherit a home. I don't know. And oh, mate, yeah, look, lucky. Maybe you're gonna be really lucky. You're gonna like win the lottery, or like, I don't know, win a house, or maybe you're gonna get some sort of, maybe you're gonna like buy a house and be like, oh, this is not the house I wanted. It's really, really ugly, but you're not seeing the potential of it. It's like when you actually move in, it's like, oh, it's got so much space. There's so much room for activities. But it's like there is something to do with luck, taking a risk, taking a gamble on some kind of creative project. Perhaps you're doing house renovations. Perhaps you're gonna like. You're thinking, right, I want a change of career. I'm very creative. I'm good with colours. I'm going to buy up ugly old houses and kind of do them up. And you actually find that by doing this creative project that you enjoy, you actually have a lot of money that comes along with that. So again, it could be lots of different things. But look, um, sudden wealth, like suddenly seeing the value of something, and there's some kind of something to do with either a home life or a place where you feel like that's your place. So it could be like a workplace, home, family, something to do with that. It can talk about things that are private as well, things that happen behind closed doors. Right, tell me more about adjudication. Whoa, and all this kind of stuff. You've got another card about wealth. You've got another card about wealth here. The fish. The fish is symbolic of wealth, I believe, in some cultures. So yeah, this can talk again about kind of like finding value in something. Also, it kind of gives me salmon. I don't think it is a salmon. I think it might be a rainbow fish. But you can see that these two fish are swimming in this direction. But it's like this fish has seen an opportunity or potential somewhere else, because they've gone deeper. They've took a deeper dive, right? All this stuff about taking a deep dive. They've took a really deep dive down into their emotions, and they've tapped into something, some kind of creative idea, which means that they're going against the grain. They're kind of like doing the unexpected, or exploring a territory that hasn't been explored before, because it's untapped. There's a lot of potential there. So it's like salmon swimming upstream, right? Why are they doing that? It seems like it's really difficult. No, they know that it's something that they have to do. The King of Pentacles as well. You've got the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles here. The King of Pentacles, King of Diamonds, tells me that you are very grounded, or you're dealing with someone who's very grounded, very stable, very committed. They are not afraid to put in hard work. Could be dealing with a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. It doesn't have to be. It could be placements. It could just be energies. You know, the planets are always moving around, so all the energies affect us. All the signs affect us at different times. Again, time, right? As I say, times. I look at the underline, and it's the time card. So it's time for something here for you. Time to explore that untapped creative potential, I guess, right? So tell me more about sudden wealth, the the penis house, and the luck, please. So sudden wealth, house, and luck. Do you feel like you need to take some sort of a risk here? Yeah, intuitively. You intuitively know what this is. You may be feeling very intuitively guided. I really feel like when you start to tap into your emotions, it's almost like when you tap into your emotional space, again, there could be something to do with water. I had a reading like this a while back that was like something to do with the oneness of water, the water cycle, how, you know, you could swim in a lake one day and then the water cycle would mean that I might be drinking that water years later. So water carrying memories, water connecting us all. So it could be symbolic of emotions where it's like, going deep, exploring those deep emotions. Sometimes they can be difficult, but it's giving you this creative energy, and I feel like you're manifesting something here in kind of partnership with the universe, especially with that magician and the mirror card there. So the magician does have like water and fire. It's kind of like a Sagittarian temperance energy of this alchemy, mixing. It's like that's your strength. Your emotions are your strength. You're probably very intuitive. You're probably really feeling almost spiritually guided in a sense. So it's like your fortune lies with where you're drawn to emotionally, where your heart leads you to, where you intuitively like see the signs, like follow those signs, be that high priestess energy. There is probably some kind of universal guidance system. It's just giving me GPS. It's like you've got like a universal GPS. Again, this is Scorpionic energy. Could be dealing with Scorpio. Tell me more about this side, please. Thank you. They're telling me go again, so I will. There we go. Got 3 kings. It's like Capricorn's reading all over again. All those different, like the Game of Thrones, 4 of Pentacles being guarded, holding on to money, clinging on to something, not quite ready to let go. So the King of Swords, I do see this is your energy, Aquarian energy. You've got 3 kings now. You've got the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. I think Capricorn had different kings. I think they were missing. Were they missing? I think they were missing the King of Swords. So again, you could be teaming up with some people. They're giving me 3 musketeers, and they're giving me the silly version where it's like the 3 amigos, where it's like huh. I don't know if that's relevant to anybody. The 9 of Cups. Okay, so what this is telling me again. So cups are about emotions, and again, it's very similar to what I've been saying this entire time. So it's like, don't make choices because it's the practical thing to do. Don't make choices because it's the logical thing to do. You need to follow your soul path, what makes you happy, okay? What is the point of accumulating wealth? Like Ariel in that cave, right? What's the point of accumulating stuff if it doesn't make you happy? So follow your happiness, and then the stuff will come along with it, because when you're passionate about something, when you really care, you're going to naturally put more effort and energy into it. And when you put a lot of effort, energy and effort into it, and you enjoy yourself while you're doing it, naturally the abundance flows from within it. So she's jumping away from the money, but also leaping into having a bit of a leap of faith into an emotional journey actually brings wealth and prosperity with it in a much happier, healthier way. It's kind of like entrepreneurs, right? They do things because they're invested in it. They do things because they love it. They do things because they're excited about it, and that's why it pays off for them. But you do still have this sense of logic. So it's like, yes, take those leap of faiths, but you're not the fool here. You are going to take the leap of faith in a way where you are taking action from a very logical, thoughtful space. So you're not just kind of like jumping into something and not putting any thought into it. It's kind of like both, right? But not letting your thoughts block you. So it's like, I'm going to take this leap of faith. I'm going to do what my heart is telling me to do. I'm going to move forward intuitively with my emotions, but I'm going to have a practical plan like behind it. So it's not like it's not like having the thoughts first, because the thoughts just actually get you into this kind of blocked energy. It's like maybe considering too much of the needs of others, right? But it's like, I know what I'm going to do. How am I going to do it? Rather than like, what am I going to do? I know what I'm going to do. How am I going to do it? Right. Okay. Let's get your last deck before we run out of time, because I think I've only got like 2 minutes left. So tell me more, please. Why is the High Priestess here? Tell me more about the High Priestess, please, for Aquarius. Whoa, loads of cards. Okay, that's good to see. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Four of Cups because it's the card I saw first. This was the energy that Capricorn was in yesterday, and I was really annoyed with them. They got a bit of a lecture because the way I saw it was like all the kingdoms have been burned. The dragon had been in and it melted the Iron Throne. And Capricorn was like, I'm totally over it. I'm not even going to... I'm done with emotions. I'm done with feelings. I don't want to... I'm done with relationships. I'm going to sit here in my castle and I'm going to sulk. And even if like something really good comes towards me, I'm ignoring it. But they were going to like really miss out on something. So I feel, again, if you've got those placements, if you're kind of on the cusp, I feel like this is a really good sign that this is in the reverse now. It's saying you're not in that energy. You're going to, when the universe delivers something good, you're going to see it. What was that line again? Rather than trying to open my heart, I'm going to lock it away with a key. That's what Capricorn was doing. But then it's like, so that only the special ones can get through to me. So this is acknowledging the special ones. The Four of Cups is 3 cups that didn't work out, 3 cups that were like the poison cups. But the 4th cup is the universal cup, like a gift from the universe, a relationship that's perfect for you. And you're going to miss it because you've got this sense of despondency. So it's like that special one, that special cup is coming in, and you're going to recognize... My video cut out. I've got another 2 minutes. I've stopped and restarted. I've got another 2 minutes. So what's going to happen is you're going to have success. Somebody is successfully going to come into your heart space, or it could be vice versa, right? It's. I feel like it'd be like this. If you were still sat in that Four of Cups energy, or you choose to sit in that Four of Cups energy, where it's like, I'm locking my heart space and nobody's getting in, then you wouldn't have success. But it's not that, right? It's this way round. You're not locking your heart space. You're going to allow somebody to have success with you on an emotional level, and you're going to intuitively know who that right person is. Again, it doesn't have to be a love interest. It could be some sort of partnership, some kind of business partnership with all this kind of money business going on. But you're going to know, you're going to let the right people in, and you're going to have success with them. You're going to recognize them. This is about recognition when they come into you. Could have red hair. The Five of Pentacles is this feeling, it's like this is what causes this energy, because the Five of Pentacles is missing out. It's like feeling like you're missing out on finances, you're missing out on career opportunities. It could be that things went a bit wrong in a situation and there was a loss of money, there was a loss of an opportunity. Sometimes this tells me there's been a divorce, a division of the assets, a division of the labour, something like this. So but it does come with the sense of like, oh, well, that didn't work out. Why would I try? And then it's causing her, can you see, with her arms crossed over her chest, it's causing this person to close down emotionally. But it's like they're looking up and praying. So it is kind of giving me the same energy, like, that didn't work out. I need divine guidance. And then that divine guidance actually comes in here. And then you know not to close down completely. You're going to lock away your heart, but you're going to make sure that the right people have the right key to get through. A bit like what I was saying there with the girl with the necklace. And then you're going to recognize them when they come in. So let's get... I'm going to run out of time again. Okay, 45 seconds, super quick then. Tell me more about the Nine of Cups. What is going to make Aquarius happy? Two of Cups, there you go. You want your perfect person. You want your perfect match. Two of Cups, somebody who matches you on an emotional level. It's like looking in a mirror. It's like they're your twin. Doesn't mean you're always going to agree with them, but you're going to be able to have those emotional discussions which kind of balance out the situation. You want your Two of Cups. You want the person who's your emotional match. And you're going to make them an offer, or they're going to make you an offer, or it's going to make you happy to make some sort of offer with this person. Or the Ace of Pentacles talks about having a bit of a plan, right? So having a plan to find your Two of Cups, having a plan when the offer comes in, knowing what to do. All right, guys?